Well, we have come down to Freestyle Yamaha in Chichester to test ride a new bike. Now, you've got to guess which one it's going to be here. It's carrying on in the same theme as what I've been reviewing so far, and it is, of course, it's the MT-10. First of all, let's talk about this bike's main competitors, because I think I've ridden all of the latest crop of big capacity nakeds, I like to call them. I haven't ridden the 2016 Speed Triple R, but I've ridden the last year's Speed Triple. I've ridden the GSX-S, I've ridden the S1000 naked, I've ridden the Tuono 1100 Tuono V4. There's a bike. And I've ridden the Superduke. So I've ridden, I think, all of the main naked players, all of the decent ones anyway, and all the ones worth riding. And the MT10 is sort of, Yamaha's quite late to the big capacity party, but they've brought an absolute brute with them. They've brought a bike which is based on the R1, the brand new R1, to the party. They're serious about this bike, and they're also serious about the price. This thing's under 10 grand, which is, for a bike with an R1 heritage, that is crazy cheap. So on paper, this thing sounds like it's unbelievable. Where do I sign, Yamaha? Where do I sign with this thing? 160 brake horsepower. Cross-plane planked engine from the R1, but with some weight saving and, well, money saving gone on, really, not only weight saving. They've taken all the titanium away, titanium headers are gone, titanium conrods, that's all gone. So, you know, the engine is 40% different than the R1, and it's not 40% different in a good way. It's been hacked by the bean counters, but it's still the R1 engine. End of the day, it's still red lines at 12,000 revs for a naked. That's huge, that's high, that is high, and it has more grunt than an army of orcs. It's ferocious, it is ferocious. So interested, yeah? It's sounding pretty good, isn't it? It's sounding pretty darn good, and it is good, it is really good. You've got a full LCD display with all sorts of information on it, including outside air temperature, which is 12 degrees, it ain't warm. Fuel gauge, per se, with blocks. An eco button, an eco light, so when you're riding it as economically as possible, the eco light comes on. Never mind that. Gear indicator, smart little rev counter. It's black and white, it's not colour, you know, again, that's something of the cost saving from the R1. You are annoying me. Oh man! Wheelies on this bike, easy peasy, throttle squeezy. So again, that comes down to being smooth with this bike. If you're too vicious, it's got wheelie control. I'm on traction level 1, which is the lowest setting. which I think gives you a little bit more wheelie option as well. It's a wheelie hooligan, this bike. Absolute wheelie hooligan. I mean, we have to talk about the looks of this bike. You cannot review the MT-10 without discussing the looks. It is completely Marmite. Honestly, I'm not sure it's for me. It's not something I go, oh, that's beautiful. You look at the Tuono and you're like, yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? You know, it just looks right. Whereas for me, this hasn't got that drop dead gorgeous looks. They've gone a little bit mental. Yamaha have gone a little bit mental with this bike. Not only have they made it mentally torquey and mentally fast, they've also made it look a bit mental as well, which in some ways is cool. It's cool, it looks cool, but it doesn't look pretty. Does that make sense? Is it cool? Is it cool, kids? Is it cool, this bike? Cool? Am I getting any looks from the kiddies? This is the ultimate cool test. Nah, not really. No one's really looking at me. No, it didn't pass the kids cool test. I don't think it's loud enough to pass the kids cool test. I'm actually going, oh shit, I'm actually going the wrong way. Don't want to be going this way. Idiot. Idiots, you're going the wrong way. Too busy trying to get children to look at you. Oh, that's wrong. Just so fast. Whoa. It does just take off. Literally. You've got to watch it. It's definitely a license loser. It is so comfortable as well. It is so the suspension is really soft. I think if you're really pushing on this bike, it is too soft. I'd try and firm it up if it was mine. It's too soft. It can get you into a bit of trouble. It's so fast that you want the suspension to be a little bit more sporty, a little bit more sporty. It's all for comfort at the moment, which the way I've been riding it's not really what you want. Oh, you're in my way now, matey. I wanted to talk about the handling around these twisties. You've got Bumblebee up your backside, come on. It may be heavy, but it's quite planted. The thing with heavy bikes is they're always pretty stable. Well, this one isn't that stable when you're really pushing on and it's jumping all over the place. But around the bends, it has got that stability. The seat isn't really shaped very well for hanging off the bike. It's never going to be like the Tuono in the corners, but it is like it when it comes to pulling grunty wheelies. So fast, it is just so fast. Ow! Oh my god, got a leaf right in my face. God damn it, that really hurt. Jesus, who would have thought a leaf could hurt you? That all stuck to me, get off. That hurt. Mirrors, pretty good. I can see behind me just what they're meant to do. It's really comfortable. But so's my armchair. Doesn't mean I want one. Doesn't mean I do want a nice armchair, but doesn't mean I want to ride around the country lanes on my armchair, that's for sure. The suspension may be a bit soft for when you're really pushing on. Thank you. But it's nice just for general riding around. I've been on this bike for 3 hours now. no discomfort. A full tank of fuel basically I've done on this. It's big, it's heavy, but it's got a real precise steering. It really does go where you point it. It's very easy to be accurate with it, if that makes sense. The MT10, what do I think? When I first got on it, I wasn't sure. I didn't really like it. Now I've had it, I'm getting into it, I like it, it's growing on me. It's not as nice as a Tuono, it's just not. The Tuono is sort of, you know, 15 grand, 14, 15 grand though. That's for the standard one. If you go to the factory, you're talking sort of 17, 18, so a bit cheaper than that. But it's not as nice as a Tuono, but you know, it's not meant to be. It's under £10,000 for Christ's sake. Is it nicer than the GSX-S? I think it is. It's definitely more powerful than the GSX-S without a doubt. If you want something which is going to have the fun of the Tuono, but at the price of the GSX-S, this is your bike. The speed triple. I loved the triple when I rode it, but it is seriously lacking in grunt compared to this. Depends what you want from the bike. If you're not bothered about having lots of grunt, if you're quite happy just to use your bike, you know, you're not a speed freak like me. You just want to cruise around on your bike and have some fun, do some miles, enjoy yourself. Then there's probably better bikes. To be fair, there's probably better nakeds. This is probably a bit too vibey for you, a bit too aggressive, too snatchy on the throttle. You may be better off with the BMW or the GSX-S or the Speed Triple. But if you want Tuono and Superduke performance at under 10 grand, ooh, this is the bike. Because for the money, this is amazing. It's got the character that you want, because it's got the crossplane crank, which I still don't know about. I still don't know if I like it or not. Massive thanks to Freestyle Yamaha in Chichester for letting me borrow the bike all afternoon to do this review. It's really appreciated. It's been really good to actually spend a decent amount of time, rather than trying to rush everything in an hour, to spend a decent amount of time, get a real good feel for the bike. If I had to review this in an hour, I don't think I would have liked it. But spending a bit more time with it, it's really growing on me. And I don't think I could have one, because I think I'd kill myself on it. It is insane. I have not got the self-control, I don't think, to have a beast like this. But if you have, or you want to give it a go, give Freestyle a ring. Get one booked today. I started off unsure, now I'm sure I could own one. I've been up and down with it, not just on the back wheel, but I'm in my emotions. It's an emotional roller coaster. It's gorgeous. And here we are, back at Freestyle. Catch you next time, guys.